I tripled my income in September. Now, how did I go about doing this? It's kind of a formula. I started with robotic affirmations. Just gonna put it right out there. And in doing those robotic affirmations, the thing that made them work was that I continued to do them. Every day I would start to do them and I wouldn't stop until I got into the feeling state of the statement being true. This is how affirmations are supposed to work. You say something, maybe you have a little bit of doubt, maybe you don't believe it, don't say it. But find the things that feel good, find the statements that feel in alignment, and hold on to that feeling. Okay? I made a master list of like 20 affirmations. Every single day, I repeated one until it felt like I couldn't stop smiling. I was so excited about this being fact. And then I'd move on to the next one. And it was about 20 minutes a day. And I treated it like my morning meditation, my daily, like, I have to do this. And then what made it really powerful was that I did it multiple times a day, sometimes. And sometimes I skipped a day. But I felt the difference. On the days that I skipped, my days did not go as well. And it wasn't just that I was doing like wealth and abundance affirmations. It was like in general, like life-changing statements for myself. Like, I am in the right place at the right time. I'm in the right place at the right time. Like, I can't even say that without smiling because it feels so good to say. Okay? And I wouldn't just stop when I started smiling or when it started to feel good. I would hold it for like 30 seconds at least, okay? On the days when I really held that statement, not necessarily that one, but any like particular statement, on the days when I held them longer, my day went even better, right? So I used basically every affirmation I could find that felt really good. And I did not stick with just one or two. It was like I had a master list of them. I still have it. Maybe I'll make a video explaining it a little bit. Examples being like, I am filled with vitality and energy. The universe supports me in miraculous ways. That one helps my brain stay open to miracles. Another one of my favorites is, it is easy and fun for me to attract wealth. And I was out somewhere and somebody was asking me like why I was having such a good day or something, or like why I was in such a good mood. And I love when people ask me that because I didn't even think about it. My gut reaction was just, if you're not having fun, what's the point? And ever since that day, I've like really, really held on to that. But it was because I had started saying, it is easy and fun for me to attract wealth. Abundance flows to me effortlessly, right? Just really feeling into everything that you're saying when you say these affirmations. That's all it is. Getting into the feeling state is really not as hard as you think it is. And I thought it was so difficult for so long. And one day, it wasn't even one day, it was very slowly, but it feels like all of a sudden everything is different. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say here, is that it's not necessarily like you're gonna just flip a switch overnight and things are gonna change in your life. But at the same time, when you really tap into your power and you really start making the changes within your own subconscious brain, things change. Things will become different. Things will improve. I promise you. The beginning of the summer, right around like April, May, I was saying, I'm going to make a shit ton of money this summer. And that was like my affirmation, right? Like before I even started all this like daily affirmation practice I was doing, that was the thing I was telling myself every day. And there was one day where I saw like, there was like a job posting or something. And I was like, maybe I'll go back into a corporate job. And I saw this listing and I imagined what it would feel like to have the salary of that job, right? Because it's so far out of what I was experiencing at the time. And I was like, wow, like I can feel it. I can imagine it. And that from that moment, I did apply to that job. I really did. I actually did. I didn't get it and I don't actually want it, but it is the moment that shifted everything for me, because from then on I was like, I'm going to make that much money. And so in September, like halfway through, I was like, I have doubled my income from previous months. I haven't made this much money in years, like in many years. Okay. And I realized at the end of September that I didn't actually double my income. I actually tripled it. And that's just because I kept going with my affirmations, with my positive energy going on in my subconscious. Like you don't realize how much negativity is in your brain until you start putting good stuff in. And then people start questioning why you're so happy, why you feel so good all the time. And you're like, why wouldn't you want to feel like this? Why would you question this? This should be the baseline. This should be the reality. Part of it too, right, is I started taking all this inspired action, and I did a bunch of different things, but I got really, really focused, and I started really listening to what felt good and really appreciating the things that felt good and appreciating the opportunities that were coming my way, because opportunities were opening up like nothing I had experienced before. Like everything is just so in line right now, and I just feel like I'm living my purpose now. Everything feels different. Everything feels good. There is nothing in my life right now that I'm disappointed about at all. You know, there's some things that I could still improve and I still want to improve and I'm working on them, but there is no negativity in my brain about them. I have so much love in my heart for everything in this world that's going, people say wrong, but it's not. Everything is going exactly how it's supposed to. And I have so much love in my heart for that. And so much love in my heart for myself and my past and everything I've done to get me here. I think I broke open my heart chakra the other day, and maybe that's for another video, but I really do feel so much love in my heart. And what I was going to say, though, real quick before I get out of here, is that I chose to focus on what is fun and what is easy and what is effortless. I focused on those things. This is also maybe another video, but I have become absolutely in love with this band Sleep Token. And if you know, you know, and if you don't, that's okay. They're just a really good band that I've been really into lately. And I stopped listening to everything except for them because they make my heart feel so alive. They make me feel so in tune with God. They make me feel so inspired to live. Like they just feel so like unlike any music I've ever listened to. And when I went to go try to buy tickets for their concert in March when they dropped, literally the day they dropped, they sold out. And I had logged in 4 minutes after they went on sale and they were already sold out. And I was like, oh, well, whatever, okay. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was like, I'm going to go to this concert. You guys, I got tickets. I went to the concert. And it took 3 to 4 months, right? Because the concert was a few weeks ago. It took 3 to 4 months of me being like, I'm going to that concert. I am going to that concert. Like I wasn't part of my daily affirmations, but I was in the back of my head constantly. And then 2 weeks before, I had somebody ask me if I could do something that day. And I was like, oh, you know, there's something I want to do that day, so I'm probably not going to be available. And I went online that day to check a third-party site, which is like, okay, they were $400. The tickets were $400, which they should not have been, of course, right? Like the venue was only selling the tickets for like 100, at least the seats that I got, or 50. I'm sorry, 50. The venue was selling the tickets for $50 when they were first on sale. They were sold out. Now they're like 400, okay? And I was like, you know what? I could spare $400 because I want to go to this concert. A week later, when I finally was like, I have the 400, you know, because I was living paycheck to paycheck even a few weeks ago, and now I'm not anymore, and it's a lot different, but I was like, I have the money, I'm going to go buy the tickets. They were only $100. They were only $100 because I was so persistent that everything was going to work out perfectly. Everything was going to make it so much easier than I thought it could, like anybody thought it could be possible. Like everything was just aligning perfectly. And I ended up going to the concert. I had an amazing time. And like miracles can happen when you just expect them. You just have to expect them. You have to expect that everything is going to work out perfectly for you. You have to tell your brain that things are good, that everything is working out in your favor. Okay?